whether greed, lust, anger, or something else, when we are controlled by our emotions rather than God, then we run into the grave danger of falling outside of God's will and possibly into sin.
那当我们是凭着自己的感觉进到这个色情，或者是就是暴露让我们没有办法自律的时候呢，那这个完全的失去了。
I often hear people, a lot of Christians say, whether it is in offering money or serving in church or just going into church, it's based on how they feel.
那很多时候我听到就是说有些人不管是在奉献上，或者说去教会或者去侍奉，就凭自己的感觉那这个不是说是出于神，是自己的。
Oh, it's a sunny day today. I'm going to go to church.
他说今天是阳光很好，天气很好，所以我去教会。
Or someone even said in this church,
在教会里面曾经也说过
I have nothing else to do, so that's why I came to church.
所以我没有别的事情做，所以我来教会了。
What they are saying is very simple.
他们说的其实是很简单的。
They are the boss of their own lives.
他们呢，就是他们自己生命的主宰。
They are God.
他们自己成为自己的神。
God is not God in their lives.
那真正的神呢，不是他们生命的神。
Brothers and sisters, this is completely unchristian and wrong.
那弟兄姊妹，这个是不是基督徒应该有的，而且是错误的。
People who continue to live like that, live dangerously close to sin and risk the wrath of God.
那如果这些人继续这样子去生活的话，他们离这个罪恶不远了，而且会让神的怒气发作在他们身上。
But contrast these fair weather Christians with what Christ did in this passage.
那你看这段经文，你看到主耶稣给我们留下的就是榜样是什么？
Verse 39, yet not as I will, but as you will.
那在第39节这样说，然而不要照我的意思，只要照你的意思。
Not according to my feelings.
不要跟着我自己的感觉去做。
Not according to my thinking.
不要跟着我的思想去做。
Not as I will, but as you will.
不是我想的，而是你想。
In these few words, Christ set example of the supremacy of God in his life.
那在这里可以看到，就是上帝在耶稣那边的权威。
When I consider the cross,
当我就是看这个十字架的时候
when I consider Christ's sacrifice and submission,
当我看到主耶稣他的牺牲，还有他的顺服的时候
I can only think of two phrases that are best expressed in Chinese, and I guess Henry will try to translate it for me. 干扰，第一个是干扰徒弟。
干扰徒弟 what they say in here say that mean to sacrifice one life to pray, repay a debt or literally dash one brain on the ground.
第二句是甘心乐意。
Or a willing heart and happy spirits.
弟兄姊妹 brothers and sisters. Oh, let Henry translate. 弟兄姊妹
The brother and sister.
耶稣就是干扰徒弟，甘心乐意。
So our Lord Jesus Christ, he actually sacrificed his life to repay the debt that we actually own because of our sin.
我们愿意吗？
Are we willing?
你愿意甘心乐意的干扰徒弟吗？
You willing, heart and happy spirit to repay the debt?
在十字架的影下，你愿意干扰徒弟，甘心乐意？
Just under the cross, are you willing to repay the debts and willing to sacrifice?
Like the disciples, our bodies are frail, and often we fail in what we fail to do what we want to do.
那就好像在这个门徒当中，我们看到他的身体是软弱的，他们想做的，但是没有做出来。
But what little we have, are we willing to give it over to God?
那我们有一点点，那我们愿不愿意摆上给神呢？
I know some people comment that, why is he so sickly?
那有些人就说过说，哎，为什么他好像很病殃殃的样子？
I know that I don't have much.
我知道我没有很多东西，
But what little I have, I am willing to put on the altar.
我所有的一切，我愿意摆在祭坛上。
As we focus on the cross tonight, brothers and sisters,
当我们今天晚上看重这个十字架的时候，
let us consider what we are holding back.
让我们去思考一下，我们到底有些什么东西是保留着的。
And what are we unwilling to submit to the lordship of Jesus?
那让我们去思考一下，我们有些什么是不愿意摆上给主耶稣基
The
督。
late Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Human progress is neither automatic nor inevitable. Every step toward the goal of justice requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. The tireless exertions and passionate concern of dedicated individuals."
那这个路德马德他曾经这样子说过，就是说人类的进步不是自动的，也不是可以避免的，就是每一步走向我们这个公平的目标，需要牺牲，需要受苦，还有就是挣扎，还有不断的努力，加上热情来去对待每个人。
If we want our church to progress and grow,
如果你要我们的教会就是成长起来，
then we must be willing to sacrifice, suffer, and struggle.
那我们应该要愿意就是受苦还有就是去努力。
You see, the equation to progress and growth have not changed.
其实那个就是成长，它那个工程式是没有改变的，
But our attitudes have.
但是我们的态度是有。
I'm concerned, brothers and sisters, that today we're simply unwilling to make the sacrifices, take on the sufferings, and continue the struggle in order to see progress in the church.
那我所担心的就是弟兄姊妹现在其实不愿意去牺牲，甚至呢去受苦，努力的去使到我们可以成长。
We want something for nothing.
我们想得到一点东西，但是不愿意付出任何东西。
We want growth and success with no exertion. Brothers and sisters, that is simply not possible.
我们想要得到成长，还有成功，但是我们不愿意付出任何的努力，那这个是不可能的。
To use a Chinese phrase, 天下没有免费的午餐。
So he said that there's no free lunch in America.
教会的午餐虽然你不付钱，可是也不是免费的。
So yeah, the lunch in the church is you don't have to pay, but it's not free.
Tonight, let us assess our commitments and willpower.
那今天晚上让我们来去审查一下我们的尾声，还有呢就是我们的意念。
Do we really want this church to grow?
那我们真的想这个教会成长吗？
Are we willing to sacrifice and suffer for it?
我们真的愿意去牺牲，还有去为他受苦吗？
Brothers and sisters, we have a newly renovated building in baptistry.
所以弟兄姊妹，我们呢就是有一个刚刚装好的这个敬礼池。
I remember that when brothers and sisters first came back in November, everybody was wowed by how beautiful the renovations were.
我记得就是11月的时候弟兄姊妹重新回到来教会，他说哦哇，这个装修弄得这么漂亮。